geniuses. And so happy to be with all of you who make this, in my opinion, the best festival on the planet. And also, I got my career, which was started at the UCLA Film and TV Archive. That was my first job. So to present a film preserved by my colleagues that are still there, it means a lot to me. So thank you, UCLA. So let's set the scene for the release of this pre-code film, September 7th, 1934. The previous year in theater grosses had not been that great. They went down from 175 million in 1933 from 260 million in 1932. Cleopatra, starring Claude Colbert, was in theaters in all its pre-code Demillion glory. Upton Sinclair was running for governor of California with his End Poverty in California platform, a campaign vigorously opposed by the Hollywood studios. But most relevantly, just under 3 months before the release of this film, June 1934, it was when the production code was officially enforced, with $25,000 fines for studios who did not follow the rules. However, it took a little while after this date for the new production code czar, Joseph Breen, to hire an all-male staff, even though women's groups had helped his rise to power, put a system in place for stopping things that needed to be censored before they were shot, and make appearances on radio and newsreels, letting everyone know that the cheap and tawdry were out. So as Breen was cementing himself into Hollywood and American history, the film's Servant's Entrance was being made. The film predates the eventual process Breen would innovate, censoring before a movie was made by reviewing scripts. However, sensitivities to controversial topics were already in play, as studios battled many state and local censorship boards, and as they tried everything they could to bring audiences into theaters. Servant's Entrance was based on a book by Sigrid Boo, B-O-O, a Norwegian popular novelist. There's some Sigrid Boo fans here? The story features a wealthy woman who makes a bet that she can actually become a cook and a maid despite her complete lack of experience in domestic service. In the book, the main character insists that women like her are much cleverer than we can decently appear to be. It is a lighthearted dig at the wealthy, a celebration of hard work with a little romance on the side. The film, based on the book, takes place in Sweden and follows the basic plot of the book in Sweden. All right, we got the Swedish now. But it's got some fun Hollywood-like additions to it. Ernst Lubitsch once told Billy Wilder that audiences should be trusted. Don't tell them that 2 + 2 = 4. Let them do their own addition. Samuel Raffleson, the screenwriter of Servant's Entrance, wrote screenplays with Lubitsch on films that define the famous Lubitsch touch, like 1 Hour with You, with Maurice Chevalier's devotion to his wife is tested, or Trouble in Paradise, about a gentleman thief and a lady pickpocket. Raffleson also wrote a short story in 1922 called A Day of Atonement, about a young man living in the Lower East Side of New York who chooses to be a jazz singer rather than a cantor at a synagogue. 3 years later, that story was a successful Broadway play that got picked up by Warner Brothers to usher in the sound era. Wow. He also worked with Lubitsch on the amazing The Shop Around the Corner, and yeah, that's a great film. And with Hitchcock on Suspicion, which is in this festival. He's a master screenwriter who is still studied today. A Variety review of the film in 1934 said, Samuel Raffleson's screenplay makes no apologies for coincidence and casual shrug-offs for which the tale proceeds, because that's part of its charm. The film stars Janet Gaynor, who plays the role of the wealthy girl turned maid to perfection. A critic once wrote of Gaynor, "One longs with all one's heart to be where a human being is really so happy." In 1929, she became the first recipient of the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performances in 3 films, Seventh Heaven, Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans, and Street Angel. And she never stopped being a box office draw until she retired after uttering, "I am Mrs. Norman Maine," in The Star is Born in 1937. She was 33 when she retired. Lou Ayres plays the chauffeur / love interest / working man with a dream. Ayres shot to prominence in the groundbreaking anti-war film All Quiet on the Western Front, directed by Louis Milestone in 1930. He was later known famously as a conscientious objector during World War II, which I think that sort of overshadows his legacy as a hard-working, star-quality actor. He made dozens of films and television appearances, and for my money, his performance in Holiday, George Cukor, 1938, stands up to those of Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant, no problem. Of special note is a performance by the amazing Ned Sparks. Come on, Ned Sparks. Ned Sparks as a character actor was so well known for his comic ability to be dour and irritated that he allegedly got insurance in case somebody photographed him smiling. He plays a cartoonist who hates having to be funny. And speaking of cartoons, the film includes an animated sequence made by Disney. Animated shorts can be found everywhere in 1933. Almost every movie showing had a cartoon. Different shorts every week, wonderfully creative work from Disney, the Fleischer Studios, others. Audiences are used to seeing short, very entertaining and imaginative imagination. The Three Little Pigs debuted in 1933, and it was the first time Walt Disney actually added story and character development to the production process, taking animation a step towards narrative feature film that would eventually result in Snow White in 1937. Three Little Pigs was incredibly successful. There are multiple references to Disney not wanting the animated sequence in Servant's Entrance to be credited to Disney, but it's there, it's in the credits. And records show that Fox paid Disney for the sequence. Perhaps animation experts know more than me, but I'm imagining if there were second thoughts about this very fun sequence in another studio's film, perhaps Disney felt this sequence wasn't going in the direction of changing animation into groundbreaking and enduring feature films. I think you'll agree it was great that it was made and included in this film. It is truly fun, and Gaynor does a great job of making it seem totally normal. So you won't find a lot of lingerie or adultery or gangsters who don't get punished in this pre-code. I'm sorry if those of you came here for that today. But you will find an example of the charmingly chaotic nature of films of this era. Take a popular book or a play, add box office stars, some good character actors, and a great writer, let them loose, and I think you'll agree, entertainment will ensue. Enjoy the film.